Good morning, girls. This is Dr. Kiran Deshwal, Assistant Professor English, BGD Government Girls College, Shapura. In this video lecture, I will teach you the story Birthday composed by Vaikam Mohammad Basir. In our last video, we left this story where the writer wants to borrow some money so that he can have his dinner. But we know that the bespectacled fellow whom he wanted to borrow denies, saying that, sorry, I don't have any change. So we can understand how the author feels. He is helpless. There is no way from where he can get dinner or he can have money. So he is helpless. He is disappointed. When the bespectacled fellow replied him that, sorry, I have no change. When I heard that, hot steam rose from my body. Wiping the perspiration, I went down and walked towards my room. So he gave the piece of paper silently, but the bespectacled fellow speaks it so loudly that everyone hears, everyone knows that the author wants to borrow, but the bespectacled boy didn't give him, saying that I have no change. When the author hears this, he sweats, he wipes his perspiration and goes down towards his room. We know that it's a clockwise description of the events which happened on his birthday. So at 9 o'clock, what happens next? Let us see. At 9 o'clock, the author spreads his bedding and lays down. I spread my bedding and laid down. We know that it's an autobiographical account and the author is giving the details which whatever happens with him on that particular day, and we can know that without money how a person becomes helpless. I spread my bedding and lay down, but my eyes would not close. We know that our author is hungry, and a hungry people can't sleep well. So he is hungry so that he is unable to sleep properly. But my eyes would not close. My head was aching. We know that he didn't had his tea since morning. That's why his head is aching. My head was aching, but I lay in bed. I thought of the helpless people of the world. How many millions of people in different places must be lying hungry. So we know that the author is here universalizing himself. He is comparing himself with the poor persons of the world. He broods over the thought that how many people, it is very painful to lie hungry, and he thinks that how many people in this world are lying hungry like me. So we know that in this story it's not all about his birthday, but it's about many facets, many aspects. It's about nationality, it's about socialism, it's about communism, it's about poverty, it's about downtrodden, it about backwards. So he thinks about the poor people who have to remain hungry because they don't have any income so that they can buy their edibles. I was one of them. We know that the author is uniting himself with them, he is universalizing himself with them. What was distinctive about me? I'm a learned man, I'm an author, I'm a social activist, but what's that? I'm still hungry. I don't have money to buy food for myself. I too am a poor man. I'm also a poor man. That's all. As I lay thinking thus, my mouth watered because he can smell the fragrance of food coming nearby from Matthew's room. As I lay thinking thus, my mouth watered. There was the sound of mustard seed garnishing from Matthew's kitchen. Matthew's servant is cooking dinner for Matthew, and the smell of well-boiled rice comes towards the author, and his mouth waters. Now it's 9:30. I got out of the room. My heart beat as though it would burst. He's hungry, and in hunger his head is aching, his heart is beating hard, so his heart is beating fast and he thinks like it would burst out if someone saw me. So he plans that somehow I have to satisfy my hunger, and the only way is that I should eat some food from Matthew's food. I was bathing in sweat. He's an author, he's a realistic person, and the think of stealing someone's dinner makes him sweating. I was bathing in sweat. I waited in the courtyard. Luck. Now, from the whole day, he has been unlucky, but at this moment, luck is with him. The old servant got out with a pot and a lamp. The Matthew servant goes to fetch water, and he left the door ajar and went towards the tap. So, this is the perfect time for the author to steal some food from Matthew's dinner. He would take at least 10 minutes. The author knows that the tap is far away, so it will take 10 minutes to the old servant to come back. Without making a noise, I opened the door and went into the kitchen. 10 o'clock. The author is so realistic. By describing this narration, he has indicated that he had his dinner from Matthew's dinner, and now it's 10 o'clock. I got out sweating. First, because he is stealing someone else's dinner. Second, because he ate the food in a hurry but with a full stomach. So he satisfies his hunger. He has he has he have his he has his dinner. When the old man returned, I went to the tap, drank some water, washed my face, hands and feet, returned to my room, lighted a bidi and smoked it. I was quite tired. For the whole day he is running from here and there in search of food, tea and dinner, and now he's tired. I lay down, he lays down. Before I fell asleep, I thought to myself, would the man find out? So he's afraid that what will happen if the old servant will get to know that it is I who had stolen the dinner. If so, Matthew would know too, and he will tell Matthew also that the dinner has been stolen. The other students and colleagues who live in the building would also know. That would be disgraceful and it will be embarrassing for the author. But come what may, on my birthday I shall sleep comfortably. Somehow he consoles himself that come what may, on my birthday I will not sleep hungry. I will sleep comfortably. Now I had dinner, though I have stole it from Matthews, but I will sleep comfortably. So was I dozing off, then someone approaches my room. Hello, Mr. Matthew's voice. I began to sweat. My sleep vanished. The food I had eaten was entirely digested. I understood. Matthew had known. So now the author is afraid that it may happen that Matthew had come to know that his dinner had been stolen, and he has come for inquiry. The old man must have found out. So many negative thoughts comes to our author's mind. I opened the door, a flashlight, as though from the heart of the darkness. As though from the heart of the darkness. It's the title of a Western novel, and a light comes as if from the heart of the darkness. I was caught in that spotlight. So here we have the metaphor that he has been caught in the light. What was Matthew going to ask? He's afraid. What will Matthew ask? I thought my heart would burst with fear. I say, Matthew says that I had gone to a cinema. Matthew has returned from a cinema show. Victor Hugo's Les Miserables is a picture you should see. Matthew suggests him Les Miserables that you should also watch it. Have you eaten? I'm not at all hungry. On our way, we got into modern hotel. This is the way when we know that God helps those who help themselves. Our author has been hungry since the whole day, and God has managed for his food. Matthew has already had his dinner, so he suggests or he requests the author to have Matthew's dinner. But the author says that thanks, I have eaten, and we know that how he had eaten. Oh, then go to sleep. Good night. Yes, good night. Thanks for watching.